Hello, I am Kim Beegler, owner of Ewethful Fiber Farm and Mill, and I am here to talk all about wool today, and hand spinning, and fiber and yarn, and all those things. And hopefully you can hear me okay. I did not bring my microphone because it's early, and I just don't think about those things. But I am out here. This is some of our Shetland wool that I have been cold soaking, actually for I think 3 nights. It was only going to be a night, but it turned into 3. So now so this is literally just water from my hose that I filled this bucket halfway through the fleece in, and the point of it is to help loosen up some of the dirt and muck that is in these fleeces. It's not going to take any lanolin out because it's just cold water, but it does loosen everything up, and I think you can see pretty well in there enough that it's dirty. It's dirty in there, and that's what we want to see, is the dirt in there, and it just makes washing that much easier when you're going to wash the wool after. I am finding I have to use less soap. I don't do it with every fleece, but especially some of my Pacific Northwest inspired fleeces where we have places that there's a lot of rain, and it helps especially on those fleeces that have a little extra mud on them and that sort of thing. You don't have to wear gloves. I'm just wearing them because this water is extra. Usually I don't wear gloves when I'm processing wool, but this is extra mucky. So anyway, I'm going to take this, and then we're going to head to the wool mill, and we're going to throw it in the washer and go from there. All right, I hope you stick around for more dirty wool fun, I guess. I don't know. All right, now we are in, I'm here. We're in our shop, and I just wanted to show you, this past weekend was Oregon Flock and Fiber, so I thought I'd show you. I came home with some fleeces, of course, and here, I thought I'd just show you, here is one of the fleeces. This is a really woolly wool fleece. I am not sure. I've got to email the shepherd. This is actually one of my shearer's fleeces, and generally speaking, his fleeces are like a Shetland BFL cross. Let me find his other one that will look more like that. Oh no, yes, that was it. And this isn't it. This is one of his other ones, so I can show you kind of a more, you can see a little more standard. That's sort of what he ends up with a lot, and it's gorgeous because BFL and Shetland, you can't really go wrong with that. So we got those two. We also got some Rommeldale that I am very excited about. I bought from the shepherd last year, and let me pull a chunk out so you can see. It's not the most organized chunk, but I think you'll still, hopefully you can see all that. I can't see because my glasses are on. But if I pull it up to the camera, I think you can kind of get an idea of some of the crimp that's in there. Beautiful. So I bought 2 fleeces from her. That one is all white, and this one I was very excited about. It just has just a smidge of, I think it has like a very light brown, so it's probably going to be tan colored. Here's a nice lock off of that. Really beautiful. So we're very excited about those. And then I did buy 2 alpaca fleeces, which we can pop over and take a peek at too. Here is, those of you in Fiber Club know Roy Bob. And this is one of her fleeces. This is like, she kind of does merino base with, look at that, isn't that beautiful? Nice long. So this is an all white fleece. She didn't have much left for this year because I bought quite a bit of it at an earlier festival, but that one was left. And I have processed this sheep's wool before and really liked it. And for some reason, I really wanted white, so that worked out. Okay, there's more wool. And now let's look at, so these are the alpaca fleeces that I bought. And the reason I bought these was I need alpaca, and she didn't have them too unreasonably priced, which sometimes alpaca can get really, really pricey. So just grab a handful of it there. So a nice chocolate fawny brown there, kind of like my Alma. And then we we also got, this is my alpaca pile, which is very low. As you can see, it makes me anxious. This pile is all going to go, and here is a white one that I bought. Same breeder. So it'll all go. It's in line to go down to the tumbler, which is down in the barn. So we'll get that done. I'll turn my morning glory, and we're going to head to the mill next. So let's go to the mill and get Drilla's fleece washing and maybe do some picking. Okay, see you in a bit. All right, we are at the washer, and I have got Drilla's fleece here, and I'm going to do what I always do. And yes, it's nice and wet and just a little bit of extra stinky to it, but it's going to be a lot easier to clean now. So I'm just going through the same thing and opening it up, and I don't have to open it as much as I would if it was a fine wool, but I still will open it up a bit just to let the soap through. And you'll see as I get further along in this, there is going to be wetter fiber because it's all just sitting in a pile. So of course the water just travels down to the bottom. So as I go along, I might do a little like squeegee along the way just to get some of that extra water out. I mean, it can go into the washer. It's not going to hurt anything, but just makes it less of a mess to kind of squeegee it. Then water's not jumping all over the place like on me. And remember, it's not the cleanest water. So I'm just going to finish this up. Their fleeces, and this is a full year fleece off of her, and she probably still is only maybe 4 pounds. I bet I'll probably have a 4-pound fleece once it gets through the water here. So I'm gonna get this washing, and I'll let you all see what it looks like when we're done. A little bit better than this, a little bit better than in that bucket for sure. Okay, we'll see you in a minute. All right, everyone, we are at the picker. Drilla's fleece is being washed. I picked out one other thing that was so tiny, I didn't even record it, but I'll show it to you in a sec here. And I'm gonna guess that Patreon subscribers are gonna grab it up. They may grab all of this up. We'll see. You just never know. You never know. But get on my newsletter list or join my Patreon. But so what I've got here is this little, I've just been running through some little batches of Romney that I have had sitting in a bin, and it does me no good, and it does you all no good if it's just sitting in a bin. So you can see it's this beautiful dark natural color, and I'm adding a little bit of silk oil to it just for fun. So this is silk oil, and silk oil, I'll come up so you can see it. It's basically the waste product that comes off of silk processing. And then this has been dyed up, and I bought it already dyed because it's easier sometimes. It's just easier. I dyed it, I got it from Cedar Grove Ranch on Etsy, and they sell just small little, you can just get a little bag of it dyed up in different colors, or you can find on Etsy, I'm sure, just the natural, I know you can, just undyed. So it's like a white color. So I'm just opening up a little bit of that. Usually I would do this at the carder, but my plan with this little batch here, and it's about 1.5 pounds of Romney, is I'm gonna throw some Angora rabbit into it. And I only want to be throwing one thing on. I'll talk about it more when we get to the carder, but I don't do anything with Angora except right as it's going into the carder, because Angora will fly everywhere. So I don't pick it out. I just put it on as it's going into the carder. And so if I'm doing both, it just gets to be, I'm trying to keep up with the carder and add things. So I thought I'm going to pick it, or I'm going to add the oil here. And I don't add tons because I'm just looking for little pops here and there. And if I want to add more, I can add more once I get to the picker, or sorry, the carder. But at this point, I'm just kind of adding enough to add some pops. Then we'll add the Angora to it as we get to the carder. So let me scroll in a little bit. You can see it feeding in there. And I'm going to take you off the tripod So we are over here at the end where it's just getting shot out here, all picked out. And we are back to much better milling weather. That's an awful angle, isn't it? I'll open this up in just a minute when it's done. But there it is. And then you can see also over here, this is that little, so this was a really dark Romney fleece, and I added some dark fawn alpaca to it, some really stunning alpaca. So I am so excited for how that's going to be. Okay, let's stop this machine and we will take a peek in here. Okay, so I try to wait for the drum to slow down a little bit, otherwise it just blows tons of stuff out my way. But here it is picked out. You can see the little bits of the little pops of silk in there. And it's dyed up pink. It's just gonna have a very pale pink in there, but I think it's gonna be so lovely with, and this is actually graying out this fiber. It's a little more black than it's showing up in the camera, but it's going to be so pretty. And then with some Angora, and a little bit of Angora goes a really long way. So we'll head to the carder. Okay, well, I am freaking out over this fiber, and I have a feeling it won't make it to the online shop because this was just a small bit of this wool that I have left. This is that Romney, that really dark black gray Romney, and this fawn alpaca, and it's probably 20% alpaca. So what it's doing is putting out the most lovely color at the end. I'm freaking out. Maybe it won't make it to Patreon. Just kidding. I'll get it up. It'll get out there for sale because I can't spin it all, I have figured out. So just getting it lined up on the carder here. And we're gonna turn the on button. Actually, I'm gonna let it flow just a sec here, and then we'll go pop down to the other end and see what it's doing. And you can see I am wearing summer clothing again because it is supposed to be 91 here, which is absurd, but it's happening. So I had to pull out the summer dress that I was just about to wash them all and tuck them away, and thought, nope, we're doing this again. So, okay, let's go over and see. We'll get a close up here. And actually, I will take you off. And we'll get a close up. Isn't that gorgeous? Just like this. And it's blacker than that. It's graying out that black a bit. But let's go over. Here's what's next up on the carder. That Romney. There she is running. I just gave her a pretty good clean because I had been running mohair through there and I didn't really want that to run in. So here we are. It's so beautiful. Let me see if I go in a little more. You can kind of see. I wish it wasn't graying out so much. It's a little more black than that, but it is so gorgeous. I'm excited. All right, you all, so next batch is Romney. This is the Romney that I picked with some silk noil, and I decided that I want to add, and I have you close-ups a little bit closer anyway, so that you can kind of see a little better. So I decided to add a little bit more because the silk noil, I don't like a ton, but I also did want it to pop a little bit. So I'm adding a little bit of this gold because I wanted to pop. I had kind of a more of a rusty brownish gold color, but I really want this to stand out a little bit more. Not just look like, oh, there's just nips in there. So I was liking the light pink, but I kind of wanted something more. And then I talked about how I was going to do some Angora. And the Angora, you can kind of see up here, I just lay across the top here. I don't pick it ever do I put it through my picker because it's so lightweight. It is so lightweight. I'm gonna pull a couple little second cuts out there that it will just fly everywhere. Like you would lose it all. So I put it in right, this is when I put it in, right when it's going into the carder. This is really some lovely, I cannot remember who I got this from. I've got to go back. I think I got it on Etsy through Facebook, or I just got it, I don't know. It's been years, but I bought a bunch because somebody was destashing. They had their own rabbits and they were trying to unload some fiber, and I was like, okay, for that price, I'll take it. So anyway, I am just putting, and a little bit of Angora will go a long way. So I'm just gonna just lay it on the top. For those of you listening, I basically have the Romney on the carder on the feed belt, and then I'm just opening up and laying out some Angora along the top, so that as it goes into the carder, it just gets picked up right there. And I threw a little bit of that silk noil on top as well. This way, stuff isn't just flying and I'm losing all the Angora, because Angora, I'm gonna start this up. I was making sure that I'm actually recording. We are. So I'm gonna start this up. I don't have the lights on this time because it was throwing the color off too much. Because I'm doing so much, I'm kind of just running one feed at a time. So it's a little bit slower, but we're gonna go over and see what's going on here. Doesn't that look pretty? With that Angora just sitting on top like that. So we'll go over and see what this looks like. There she is going. And we may have to turn the light on to get the full effect of this. But here comes our roving out. Actually, it may be better with it off. So you can see those little pops. I can't because my glasses are on, but you can see those little pops coming out. And then the Angora is gonna just kind of be in there. When you're spinning, you're gonna be able to feel it. And like I said, if you're blending stuff at home, a little bit of Angora goes a long way. So you don't need to do tons and tons if you're just trying to add an element. If you want that full fluffy effect, then yes. So there it is. It's gonna be really fun. I'll spin a little bit of it. You can see the Angora a little bit, that white that's coming through. I'll spin a little bit for you all and let you see how it looks, but it's gonna be a fun one. Okay, get on my Patreon list or my newsletter. One of the two. Okay. Okay, we're here at the Kromsky with this Romney that has the silk noils and it has the Angora fibers in it, and it is really fun to spin. I was like, maybe I should keep some of this, and I thought you can always make more. You can always make more. But I am really enjoying spinning it. It's very easy. Fiber's super loose, and there's just those little neps in there. Let me focus in so you can kind of see some of those little neps in there. Again, I think you can see. I can't see because of my stinking glasses. If you're wondering why I'm wearing glasses all the time now, it's because it's easier for me, in theory, than wearing contacts anymore, unless I'm wearing bifocal contacts, and those ain't cheap. So, glasses it is for me more days. Anyway, but I can't see close up very well, so with the glasses on. So anyway, I do like to remind beginning spinners, try to keep my hands in the frame here, focus on my hands a little bit more for a minute. I would like to remind beginning spinners that hopefully you can see how light my handle is on the fibers, whether it's the front or the back. I have it very light. So the front, I have it light enough so that it stops the twist from building in behind it, but it's not so tight that things can't kind of travel through as soon as I want them to. And the backhand is really loose too. Like, I'm not holding it some of the time. You can see my back thumb pop up a lot so that the fibers can smoothly travel through. So just practice this. Whether you're spinning long draw or short forward, this is a great practice. Just see how light you can go and still feel like you have control, because I bet it's a lot lighter than you think. And when I learned long draw, that was when my short forward game changed, because I was able to really let go of the fiber, because you have to let go in long draw. And then when I started spinning short forward again, my yarn had a lot less over twist in it, because I just learned to let go. Okay, I'm gonna stop and let you, it's very hard to stop because I want to keep going, but let me let you see this fiber here. And probably I should go because it's pretty warm. So let's go in, we'll see what we've got going. So it's pretty subtle, but you can see those little pops in there. Little pops. It's nice and shiny, that Romney. And then the Angora is just gonna add a little extra fluff to it. So anyway, There we go. See you all in a minute. Hey you all, so I guess that's it for this week, or for this video anyway. I thought I had more of me saying goodbye, but I didn't, so I wanted to pop on and just say goodbye. And thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get on my newsletter, which you can just do by jumping on my website, or to come over and check out the Ewethful Patreon page. These are some of my lovely zinnias. I thought we would say goodbye to you. I was hoping to do a little video on catch up of like things I've been working on, knitting, that sort of thing, but I've run out of time today. So hopefully I'll do a little episode, like a mini episode this week of just a catch up, because it's been a while, right? Okay, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care until I see you next time, or talk to you next time if you're listening to the audio podcast, which is available, Handspun. Check it out. Be kind to your neighbors. Stay healthy. Velma is in every shot and makes so many pretty things. Thank you all so much. Bye.